Okay, I made a couple kits based off of what I've heard the experts on YouTube say and Google searches. This is 18 feet of jute twine. You get this much jute twine for $1.50, and you'd be surprised how much just 18 feet will of jute twine will help you with shelter building or whatever. You can also use it to make fishing lures, fire tinder, so good stuff. So with this kit, they say what you hear most is you need a way to make fire, clean water, a way to make shelter, and yeah, so those three things. And cordage. I forgot to say cordage. So, way to make shelter, way to make fire, way to drink water, and lots of cordage. This is match striker off a regular matchbox you get from the grocery store. I'm always going to have some kind of way to get thorns and splinters and glass out. So this is just a sewing needle. You don't, having a thorn in your heel can limit your mobility. And a splinter or something can even get infected, so you want to have something to get those out of there. This is a quart size sandwich bag with a double zipper. I folded it up and folded it over and put some rubber bands on it. The sandwich size Ziploc bags actually hold a quart, so you could put 3.5 cups of water in here. Drop a aqua tab in there, and 30 minutes later, you've got safe water to drink. So there's a lot of cordage here. This is a 6 foot piece of 100 pound line, and I have more than just a 100 pound line. Got this ferro rod. It's kind of small. I got it out of a Schrade knife, a big Schrade buoy, and it had a handle on it, but that fell out. So now we have this ferro rod. I've got these waterproof matches here, big, thick waterproof matches, so even when they're wet, they'll work just fine. And that's why I had the match striker. You probably already knew that. So a lot of those. I think it's good to have multiple ways to start a fire, not just a ferro rod. Although a ferro rod probably is the best, or at least they say it is. This is a toothpick out of a Swiss Army knife because something stuck in your teeth will drive you crazy. And there's a lot of other stuff you can do with a toothpick on a Swiss Army knife. This is 8 feet of 235 pound test bank line, and bank line is really cheap. Got a 24 foot piece of 100 pound line here. This is 80 pound test braided fishing line. Just this small piece is 30 feet. And you could use it as cordage. It tangles really easy, so you have to be careful. We'll get to this Vanger lumberjack in a minute. Have a little keychain light. I didn't want to have a big light because there'd be less room for cordage. So these are cheap. You get them from China. And they've got this switch right here for the constant on. You could hook this to a piece of cordage and swing it around and get somebody's attention at night if you're trying to get rescued. One option as a ferro rod striker, plus this is a backup cutting device and just a piece of hacksaw blade. You can use the teeth to strike a ferro rod. You can also do it with the dole side of the hacksaw. All right, got those aqua tabs. And before I forget, these lids to a Altoid tin make a good signaling mirror. So that's why I usually don't mess with signaling mirrors, because whether you want to use this part or the lid, you can get somebody's attention if you have the sunlight to do it. Got 2 Imodium ADs. I'm always going to have some pills in there because they fit in the nooks and crannies. And, 2 ibuprofen could even save your life if you can stop you from dying of a fever or something. So 2 ibuprofen. Got a Benadryl to help you go to sleep. You can wrap your pills in tinfoil if you like. I've never seen anybody do it, but I imagine that would help preserve them pretty well. Got a fish hook, 2 split shot sinkers. And then this is a jig head, but I call it a weighted fishing hook because you don't need a sinker. And if you want to put a lure on it, remember you can use that jute twine to make a lure and fish will bite it. Okay, this is the Vanger Lumberjack. Um, show you how much room it takes up. It doesn't take up a lot of room compared to something like this Victorinox camper. See how much room that takes up compared to this Vanger Lumberjack. Now, it's basically got the corkscrew, which has uses for wilderness survival and stuff. You can screw it into a piece of wood, screw it into a tree. But other than that, it just basically has the main blade, the can opener, bottle opener combo, and most importantly for shelter building is a saw. And you can cut a piece of wood that's a lot wider than the length of this saw. If you want to see how to do it, there's a video called 10 Wilderness Survival Tips, I think it's called. And you could do the same thing with this Victorinox Lumberjack because it's just got the main blade, the saw, and the bottle opener, can opener. But I think that this Vanger is a little wider, so you'd get a better grip. Plus, that corkscrew might help you get a better grip for the saw. Oh, also, before I forget, let me see here. If you don't have any fingernails, you can use the top of the toothpick to pull tools off of pull tools out on a Swiss Army knife. By the way, Wenger and Victorinox have been around for over 100 years, and they both make quality Swiss Army knives. So with this ferro rod, you can use the backside of the saw to strike the ferro rod. Now, on to the next kit. What I've heard experts say about ADC items, there's more than just that. I've got a surprise at the end. But so the experts say carry with you when you go to the woods or whatever, carry some stuff with you. For example, a way to make fire, if it's just some matches. These are those matches out of an MRE. They work under damp conditions. Always carry some cordage. So here's 6 feet of 275-pound paracord. Got this Maglite LED. It's you definitely want the LED because the non-LED is really dull, but the batteries on these, which is a single AAA, they're nonetheless a long time with that Maglite Solitaire. Always carry a knife, right? Here's just a regular Kershaw pocket knife. This costs $18. You want a Kershaw made in America. This was not made in America, but still is better than Chinese no name. Still Kershaw. They're not too bad. Now, let's see here if I can get this out. Okay, here at the bottom of the kit, you can also use tin foil as a signaling mirror too. But I've got these 2 pieces of tin foil for water. There's a couple ways to make a cup out of regular tin foil, where you make a bowl, or if you want to see how to make a cup, one video is by the Crazy Russian Hacker. Can you boil water with tin foil? And yes, you can. So these are 2 pieces. They're 1 foot by 2 foot, so 24 by 48. You make a cup, you boil some water, so probably about 2 cups of water, I'm not sure. And there's 2 of these here because I heard you can only use them about 1 time. After that, it might not be safe because some of the aluminum foil could get into the water and you're drinking it. So 1 or 2 uses. So there's 2 here that might keep you alive a few days, you know. You can go 3 days without water. Imagine if you had some extra water in there. All right. Thanks for stopping by.